Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Walking Mondu. We're back at Wrenchtrenchers Garage, and it is the following day from the last video, and it's the first. I haven't done that in a while, just one day to the next and intros. I don't know. But anyway, I came out today to check on the paint job that I did yesterday, the one that was spraying real funky, and it was kind of frustrating. However, it dried really nice. I thought it was going to be lumpy and funky, but once the paint kind of settled down and it actually started drying, it looked really good. So I'm going to show you how it looks now, and you know what, I can't be mad about it. But there's also one last thing about that paint. When I bought it, it does say that you use it through a gun. However, it also says that it's brushable. When I went to the store to get a few more materials for paint, because I'm getting ready to do the engine bay, hopefully tonight, I had to get some fast reducer because it's still kind of chilly, so I wanted to make sure that I got the right stuff. But the reason, when I went there, I talked to the person about that paint, and he goes, "Oh yeah, don't try to spray that stuff, just brush it on, it comes out better." So this whole time that I was getting upset about how this paint was working and coming out and spraying like crap, it's more of a brushable paint anyway. It's better to use it as a brush, use it with a brush. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do exactly that. So I'm gonna get ready to start painting the block, but the block needs more prep. Now the reason why I'm gonna try to get through all the accessories first before I start on the engine bay is because the engine bay is going to fill the air with a lot of toxic chemicals that I can't be in here and around with while I'm doing something else. So I want to get all of the other stuff done first, and the last thing I want to do is shoot that so that I can just kind of leave the shop and let it do its thing and dry. So that's the move. But first let me show you how this stuff came out. So check that out, guys. It actually dried rather nice. It came out pretty good. It's shiny, it's pretty slick, you know, it just turned out way better than I expected. Now those little chunky dudes that you see in there isn't really the paint, it's just the texture of the metal. And you know, if I wanted to smooth that out, I would have, but I just wanted it to be covered blue and shiny and straight. But you know what, it did, it came out okay. There's still a few little spots in there, that kind of got like little dry spots. But now that I know that this stuff is brushable, I'll probably just brush in those little spots. But you can see that thing, they turned out not bad at all. This one over here, still kind of like what I saw before, but you know what? It's fine. It'll work. What I'll probably still do though is I'll probably still maybe repaint this little part back here, maybe brush it, maybe sand it and brush it. But you know what? I can't really be too upset about it. I think it's actually okay. It's gonna be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and start wire brushing the engine block to get as much bare metal on, get as much bare metal exposed as possible, because this is a bare metal paint. And then I'm gonna go ahead and brush on the blue for that, and I'll see you guys in a bit. You're going on a time lapse. Alright guys, so I have gone ahead and I've used the wire brush on the angle grinder to get as much of the paint off. I know it's not perfect, but the rest of it I'll end up just kind of sanding so that the other paint can grip. But sorry for not filming the other side. I accidentally I forgot to turn on the damn camera, but you can see this side. Pretty much everything's stripped off. Not that big of a deal. Everything has been scuffed. I did scuff that beforehand. So So that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start putting, go ahead and dabbing the paint on with the brush, and we'll see how it comes out. So back on the time lapse. Okay, everybody, it looks like that was the move. That was the trick. You have to brush that stuff on. I mean, it's collecting a little bit there. But you know what? This is so much better. So much better. Get the other side. There's more light over here. But as you can see, it turned out really good with just brushing it on. Brushing it on is actually the way to go with this stuff. And I'm so glad that I ended up doing that instead. Now, what I ended up doing just a bit different was this. I used this stuff, this U-Pour power can stuff. And basically, it's just like professional spray paint in a can. I didn't want to spend the money on another you know, can thing and set up the gun and all that stuff again. So I went with this stuff. I got it from the paint store, and you know what? Look at this. Look how great this came out. Now I got to do another coat, and then I got a little thing I want to do for up here just to give it a little kick for when my buddy comes by, so he can understand how awesome this is actually going to be. And he may not want to swap the motor, but we'll see. But man, that stuff went on great. It's about time for another coat, so I'm gonna set you guys up so you can see how nice this stuff sprays on. I'm not even gonna time lapse it, I'm just gonna show you. Alright, so I ended up finding this U-Pour stuff at, I think, got a bug. This U-Pour stuff, I found out about this, I think, on Motion Auto TV. So Trevor, if you happen to stumble across this video, thanks. But it's time for another coat. But look how nicely this goes on. You just shake the can, of course, but look how nicely it goes on. Look at that. It even has its own fan on the nozzle. But look how nice this stuff just goes on. It just goes on really, really smooth. It does everything that you want paint to do. And it's just wonderful stuff. I wish I had used this the first time. It's kind of expensive, but I wish I had just used this before. That's it. Maybe one more coat after this all dries. Give it a chance to dry with the heaters on. And then I'm going to come back, give it one more coat, and then up here, I'm going to go ahead and use one of my small brushes. And then I'm going to fill the blue in on all these little, on all the little words and this stuff here. just because I think it'll look good. So, alright guys, see you in a bit. Okay, looks like it's time to paint the cylinder head. Okay guys, what do you guys think? We got, I'm pretty happy about it. I think it looks cool. But what I ended up doing is hand painting some of that forward blue into the intake. So you're gonna have a lot of that forward blue coming up through the motor, the intake, and the front pieces. You're gonna have the silver accessories. And then I'm going to kind of blend them a little bit together with this thing at the top of the engine. So you guys leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Is it too rice or is it alright? Either way it's staying. Ha! Okay folks, so we are at the point now where I'm going to go ahead and mix the paint. I'm going to go ahead and start by shooting this guy first. Show you that. I'm going to start by shooting the oil pan first, just as, like, you know, the practice, make sure I got the right consistency, the right everything, make sure I got everything right. I can do that on the oil pan, that's no problem. And then we're going to shoot that guy. So let's start mixing. Now this is the Shaolin JLX. It's an acrylic enamel. It's a single stage. Let me grab some gloves. Toyota 202 black. And what I'm gonna do is have a mixing ratio of 4:1:1. I went and got a faster activator because it is a tad bit cold. Not really cold, but it's a tad bit cold. This is, I don't really know the exact temperature for this thing, but yeah. I always have like a spare piece of cardboard or something lying around. So, oh, and by the way, I already scuffed the oil pan. Put a little scuff on it. Sorry guys, I forgot to turn the camera around. So here's coat number 2. I don't know if I have enough to get all the way around, but I'm going to get the stuff that was orange that needs another coat. So I'm going to give it a few minutes to dry, just a second, let it flash. Then I'm going to go hit it again. Once again, I'm really, really sorry that I forgot to turn the camera around while I sprayed this damn thing. Oops. Hey, what's up everybody? It's the following day. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video today. I have to work tonight and then it's gonna be pretty much a long working weekend. So long working week. So this is the end of my weekend. So it looks like my projects are gonna be more like weekend warrior projects from now on because there's so much to do at my job. So, you know, hope you guys understand. But it's okay, content will still be coming. It just won't be on the basis that I thought. My off days have switched. So I'm gonna try to start downloading. I'm gonna start trying to put videos out every Saturday instead. And then what I would like to do is put a video out Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon I want to do a live stream probably once a week. I'm not sure when that's gonna start. I'll give you an update and announcement when that's gonna happen, but that is the actual goal. But for now, we're gonna go and see how everything dried, how everything went. So here we go. So that's what we got. I hand painted all this stuff on with the Ford blue. And this thing dried pretty good. Realized that this was a brush on paint. And so that's what I did. I went over it with another coat of brush on paint and it turned out fantastic. You can see the oil pan came out pretty good. This Toyota 202 black is rather thin kind of, and I kind of sprayed it on a little thick, not here, but in the engine bay I sprayed it on a little thick to make it cover some of the orange that was still protruding. And I probably should have just just primered it. I had black primer, which would have worked fantastic, but you know what? I learned a lesson, and actually there's no arguments about it because it came out way better than its an original state. It came out. It's actually still a vast improvement, so there's no real arguing about it. Now you can see there's still some little bitty drips right in there, but you know what? I don't think that's gonna bother anything. Same thing with this one, but there's gonna be hoses on either side, and you won't really be noticing any of that. It's still gonna look fine. This one came out really good. This is the one that I painted. These are the ones I painted before, and they came out pretty good. But that aluminum, don't try to brush it on. You'll see the brush strokes every time. That Ford blue, ended up painting it again. It's got a little dust and stuff in there, but it actually turned out pretty good. It's gonna look wonderful when it's on the engine. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking all the tape off of this stuff. You can see how good that came out. Now let's go check out the engine bay. And as you can see, this Toyota 202 black is the glossiest, the nicest paint. But it's thin, so you can kind of see some of the orange coming back through. This is where I should have gone ahead and primered. I should have primered this whole piece because you can still see the orange coming through here and up the side a little bit. So I probably should have primered that, but you know what? You can't deny how nice and shiny that is. This is dry. This is actually dry. It looks wet, but it's dry. That is the nicest black. Toyota 202 black is probably the nicest black that you're ever gonna see. Because it's so shiny, it shows just about every single imperfection. Now, had I gone through this engine and not just done the sanding, I mean just the instead of just scuffing, I had actually sanded and primered and flattened out, this thing would look sick. But this wasn't that kind of project. My man needs his vehicle back, so I just went ahead and scuffed it and shot it. But I tell you what, you can't deny them results. That thing still looks wet in there. It's awesome. And once the motor's back in there, and once all the silver pieces and the Ford blue pieces are in there, this thing's gonna look crazy. I'm really excited about how this is turning out. But there is a slight chance that I may go back over this with the scuff pad and then go ahead and throw a primer on these edges where the orange had come through, and then do one more quick shot. But we'll see what the owner thinks, and we'll go with that. We'll go with whatever he thinks would work best. Okay, guys, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Don't forget about my Zazzle store, www.zazzle.com/trench_gear. Go check out the stuff there. And once again, you guys keep wrenching. Wrench Trench out. Peace.